Good morning everyone. My name is Chin Russell Purucho. I'll be the one discussing about this topic. Our topic is about use of bio-based composites, biopolymers in formworks, panel material, or lightweight non-structural element. Why? Why do we need to discuss this topic? Because every building we construct leaves a footprint. And the question is, how sustainable we can make it? After discussing this topic, it will enlighten us about the bio-based composites and biopolymers. For us to easily understand them, breaking the notation into 5 parts. Now, number 1, we have the green construction revolutions, which will also help us to define and give introductions to bio-based composites, biopolymers, and it will also explain us the context of this topic. And number 2 is the bio-based composites and biopolymers. Here we're going to discuss the science behind these bio-based composites and biopolymers. Now, for us to easily understand what is the three materials, the formworks, panel material, lightweight, and non-structural element, we're going to have application focus for us to easily visualize what is this three material. Number 1, we have the formworks. In formworks, we're going to discuss the traditional formworks, which includes woods, metal, steels, and plastic. And it also helps us show practical engineering relevance. Now, we proceed to application number 2, which is the panel material. Here, it will show the architecture and design-based applications, where panel material has 3 parts. Number 1 is the interior wall panels. Number 2 is the acoustic panels, and number 3 is the decorative facades. Number 3 is and we're also going to discuss the key characteristic in this panel material. Application number 3 is about lightweight non-structural element, which is we're going to discuss what is the use of lightweight non-structural elements and we're going to broaden our vision for us to understand what is the key characteristic of the lightweight non-structural elements. Now let's proceed into bio-based construction revolutions. But before we start, I want you to watch this short clip about the green constructions and about the bio-based composites and biopolymers.
So hi guys, my name is Chin Russell Purucho. I'm your Gen Z prop in chemistry lecture. Our introduction is all about the green constructions revolutions. Now before we start, here may kinakaharap tayong issue. In our modern words, may kinakaharap din tayong issue. We have the inflation rate, flood control, yung mga issue sa mga transgender, yung mga corrupt, yan, sa president, sa vice president, and sa mga other politicians. Now, here, may kinakaharap din tayong challenges. Now, challenges dito is, paano ba natin masusustain yung mga building na kinoconstruct natin using the formworks of metal or steel, cement, and plastic. Now, we have this question. Every building we construct leaves a footprint. The question is, how sustainable we can make it? How sustainable nga ba? Using the traditional construction materials such as cement, steel, and plastic, yung tatlo na yan ang traditional construction materials na ginagamit natin from past years and until now naman, di ba? Now, yung tatlong yon, meron silang significant environmental challenges. Ito, yung sa cement. Cement produce a large amount of carbon dioxide emission. Carbon dioxide is a chemical compound and a gas that absorbs and radiates heat. That is carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide emission due to the high heat and chemical process involved. Now, yung cement, nagpo-produce din siya ng large amount of natural resources and water. Ayun yung cement. Now, let's proceed to steel. Steel is manufacturing is energy intensive and contributes heavily to greenhouse gas emission with additional interacts from mining raw materials. Minamine nila yung raw materials from underground, syempre. Now, let's proceed to plastic. Yung plastic used in formworks through lightweight and durable. Lightweight and durable are derived from non-renewable petroleum and create long-lasting waste that pollutes the environment. Now to make constructions more sustainable, the industry must use more greener materials and efficient. We must use more on recycling, greener materials to produce and to reduce environmental challenges from cement, steel, and plastic. Now, before we continue, there's a clip that I want you to watch. This is about pollution. This is about the environmental challenges that we face today. Now, please watch and observe. After watching the clip, what do you observe? Diba? Nakakapanglumo, nakakapanghina. Realizing that our environment is like that. Hindi man lang natin notice, wala man lang tayong ginagawa, diba? Now, let's proceed and define what is biopolymers and biocomposite. Now, biopolymers is naturally occurring or synthetically produce macromolecules composed of repeating monomer units. When the carbon content is derived from renewable biological sources, plants, animals, or microorganisms, they are large molecules essential for biological functions and often possess inherent their specific chemical structures and origin, while bio-based composition or bio-based composites, in contrast, are engineered composites materials that combine at least two different constituent materials, while one or more of those components either matrix or cement or both is nade-derive siya through biological process. Now, they are hybrid materials designed to leverage the superior properties of each their individual components. For example, nyan is yung strength of natural, liberal, and the building power of a polymer matrix, yung mga constructions na binibuild natin, mga ganyan. Ina-enhance naman ito yung specific technical application natin. In short guys, wait lang. in short, let's skip. In short, in short, yung biopolymers are base material lang siya. Biopolymers is a base material. Yan. Base material lang yung biopolymers, such as the plastic or the fiber. Then, while yung bio-based composite naman are engineered products made by combining these or other materials to create highly performance system. For example, is yung cement and steel, yung ginagawa natin siyang poste para tumibay. That's an example of bio-based composite. That's the difference between biopolymers and bio-based composite. Biopolymers is a base material lamang siya. For example, nun is yung plastic and fibers. While yung bio-based composite naman is engineered product which is composed of two materials na pinagsasama natin or ginagawa natin siyang product to create more sustainable and more strong product. Yun.
So with that, let's proceed to the explanation the science behind the bio-based composite and the biopolymers. Now, bio-based means a product that is derived from a renewable biological sources such as plants, animal, or microorganism instead of fossil fuel. Yun ha. These materials are made from biomass and nag-offer din siya ng more sustainable alternative with benefits na nag-include siya ng lower carbon footprint and potential for biodegradability. Example lang yan is yung packaging na ginagamit natin sa mga bagay-bagay and yung packaging na made from cornstarch, yung mga textiles from bamboo na nakikita natin sa mga ibang lugar and especially sa mga province, and yung mga carpets made from plant fiber. For example niyan yung sa mga sa pintuan, yung cover ng upuan, then yung mga yung bubong ng sasakyan. So next, yung biopolymers composite are made from PLA and PHB. PLA is a polyactive acid and PHB naman is a polyhydroboric acid or tinatawag nila siyang starch-based matrices. Reinforced din siya with natural fibers such as bamboo, jute, hemp, yon, and many more. Ginagamit siya across the various industry, including na rin yung mga automotive components sa pagpapackage, sa package sa mga consumer goods and constructions material. Now, yung matrices natin is the PLA and PHB. Ano nga ba ang PLA at PHB? Yung PLA is a linear composite and yung PHB naman is a bacterial composite. Now, yung PLA, siya yung made from plants and ginagawa siya naturally from bacterial. While yung PHB naman is purong bacterial lang ginagawa sa kanya and nagsiserve din siya as energy store. And ang PLA, ginagamit natin siya sa packaging. Like, for example, yung mga eco-friendly Tupperware, sa eco-friendly packaging. Yung PHB naman, nagsiserve siya as enhancer or ina-enhance niya yung properties ng PLA para mas gumanda yung kakalabasang product. For example niyan is yung mga packaging na hindi nakakalusot yung air, ganon. Then, etong mga to, ginagamit din nakikita natin siya or baka napapansin niyo din that we use it in our daily life. For example niya is yung packaging. Yung bioplastic from cornstarch or sugar cane. Ang binigay ko example sa inyo is yung eco-friendly baunan, yung straw, which is normally na natin nakikita sa mga restaurant. Then yung mga textiles, yung fabrics made from bamboo, yung sa mga nakikita sa mga katutubo or sa ibang lugar. Then yung pineapple leaves, ginagamit natin siya sa sa mga textile or pang-smooth. Then sa constructions naman, yung mga building panels na gawa siya sa straw or insulation ng non-recyclable paper. Made from recyclable paper. Sorry, that's my mali. And sa automotive naman, yung sa mga car parts nga na sinasabi ko, like car parts made from soy-based plastic and natural fibers. So for now, let's further discuss what is the mechanical properties. Now, mechanical properties or durability, water resistance, and biodegradability are critical characteristics used to define and select materials from a specific application, particularly sa engineering and sa product design, di ba? Itong mga properties na to are often interact in a complex ways, especially in the context of sustainable material like bioplastic. Later, I will give some image about the bioplastic or mga bagay na binabanggit ko for you to easily visualize. Now we're going to proceed to our application number 1, which is formworks. Ang nilalaman ng formworks natin is cement, steel, and plastic. Now, traditional formworks made from wood, steel, and plastic, nagpa-play sila ng vital role sa pag-shape and pagsusupport ng concrete structure during constructions. But, they have significant cost and environment impact. Yung wooden formworks are expensive and easily to handle but have short service life due to moisture absorption, warping, and decay. Nakikita natin yan mostly sa mga bahay natin, yung mga inaanay na or mga rumurupok ng kahoy. Nire-require sila ng frequent replacement leading to a high material waste and deforestation. Kaya nakakalbo yung mga kagubatan natin kasi mabilis na masira yung woods and mas kailangan natin ng mas maraming source, which is yung mga trees natin na pinuputol and ginagawa natin siyang woods na binibuild natin or ginagamit natin sa mga bahay, furniture, or iba pang gamit. Yung steel formworks naman, durable siya and reusable, pero involved siya sa high intentional cost and substantial energy consumption during manufacturing. Yung bakal, di ba ginagamit na siya ng welding, grinder para maputol, ganun. Kaya ang lakas niya sa high intentional cost and substantial energy. Now, yung plastic naman, siya yung formworks na lightweight and resistant to water and nadederive din siya from non-renewable petroleum sources and pose challenges in recycling after use, adding to a long-term environmental pollution. And now, to address this issue, bio-based composite formworks have emerged as an eco-friendly and cost-efficient alternative. These are reusable panels made from natural fiber reinforced biopolymers such as hemp fiber, reinforced PLA, or yung mga rice husk-based composite. Di ba nga tinapik ko kanina na ang vertices natin or pinaka-main part natin is the biopolymers, which contains PLA, PHB, and other starch. Then, ang reinforcement natin or sumusuporta sa kanila is yung natural fibers such as bamboo, hemp, jute, or many more. Now, they offer a balance between strength, lightness, and biodegradability. The incorporation of natural fibers enhance stiffness and durability, while the biopolymers matrix ensures recyclability and reduce carbon footprint. Moreover, mas padaliin natin, bio-based composite formworks can be molded precisely like conventional plastic. But are renewable, biodegradable, and sustainable, lowering both the life cycle cost and environmental impact of constructions and projects. Traditional formworks like wood, steel, plastic increase cost and environmental impact. Now, isa-isa natin kung ano yung mga cost ng mga yon. So wood, cheap siya pero maikli naman yung lifespan niya and nagkakos din siya ng deforestation. Sa steel, durable pero expensive and malakas din siya sa kuryente. Malakas siya makapag-produce ng kuryente. Sa plastic naman, reusable but non-biodegradable and polluting. Siya yung sa mga dagat ba? Nakikita natin yung mga dagat na puno ng plastic, and yung plastic, di ba, malakas yung lifespan niya kaya hindi siya agad-agad natutunaw and nakakain siya ng mga marine life natin which cause polluting and Sea pollution. Now, bio-based composite formworks na gawa sa hemp and fiber and PLA or rice, husk, and composites. Take note of that. Bio-based composite formworks made from hemp, fiber PLA, or rice husk composites. Reusable, lightweight, and strong biodegradable naman silang lahat, and nakapag-reduce din sila kahit papaano ng waste, ng carbon footprint, and overall constructional costs. So, structural performance, meron siyang rigidity which is can bend or shape in any form you want. Traceability, nagagamit na siya para ulit-ulit. Structural performance, bio-based composite formworks offer a adequate rigidity for concrete shaping can be reused multiple times. That's what I said earlier, similar to steel or plastic formworks. Yung surface naman niya, provide siya smooth concrete surface, comparable siya sa conventional formworks, and depending on a fiber, dispersion, and polymer matrix equality. Now, let's proceed to the cost and conventional. Ang initial cost may be higher siya sa wood, pero lower naman sa steel. Long-term saving naman through reusability and reduced waste. Environmental impact naman ito sa atin or sa paligid natin, meron siyang reductions, nakapag-reduce siya ng mga bagay-bagay. Made from renewable fibers and biodegradable polymers, reducing carbon footprint, waste, and reliance of non-renewable energy. So, I did some research, and I found out that bio-based composite panels like bamboo fiber and PLA are technically promising for structural use and suggest potential for formworks panel. For temporary concrete formworks, the key next step would be assessing reuse, recycle, compatibility, and concrete casting. Ang cost and comparison naman and life cycle environmental benefits is ayun nga yung sinabi ko kanina. Now, we're going to proceed to our applicational focus number 2, which is the panel material. Here we have 3. Number 1 is the interior wall panels. Ano nga bang gamit ito? Interior wall panels made from natural composite materials can serve both functional and aesthetic purposes. Di ba? Aesthetic. They offer a surface durability, thermal stability, and enhanced ambience with residential, commercial, and hospitality environment. Modern manufacturing method, yung kasakalukuyan ba natin ngayon na ginagawa nilang mga method, inaallow na ito yung mga panels to be produced in modular formats, enabling fast installation and easily integration with lighting reveals, and other architectural details. When fabricated with natural fibers, wood-based composites, or mineral blends, they bring organic warmth and material authentically into interior spaces. Acoustic panels. For acoustic panels application, now, ang use na to is same material can be engineered with perforations. Ito yung mga small holes sa mga pader natin na ginagamit nila. Design, slots, yung mga thin line na nag-overlap sa isa't isa. Microtexture is yung pang ginagamit natin pang aesthetic ng mga pader or pang structure ng mga pader that makikita natin sa BGC, sa mga malls. And yung forest cores naman is yung mga wall na may hole where fluids can enter and that fluids can be stored. Itong mga to, ina-absorb nila or dinidifuse din nila yung sounds. This makes them ideal for offices, music studios, and auditorium. And syempre sa mga open plan interiors where noise control is essential. Alam natin yan, and we all know that sa mga music studio, kailangan yung sounds nila is compact lang dun sa loob ng room and walang napasok na ibang sounds even pag especially pag nagre-record sila. Now, itong mga to is a lightweight structure makes overhead installation safer and easier while the ability to mold CNC shape. The structures allow architects to achieve geometric patterns that visualize reinforce the acoustic concept for example yung mga waveforms, tercellization, yung mga rib morphologies and that double as a decorative textures. So, yun nga, kung mapapansin nyo, mostly sa mga panels. Wait, we have one more pa pala. The decorative package. Ito naman is exterior or semi-exterior package. These materials can be engineered withstand UV exposure, moisture, and thermal cycling. Panels can be cast or machined. Ito, we custom it to relieve sculptural forms or textures, surface that enrich the building identity. Dito makikilala yung mga sa BGC, we all know mga buildings. Nakikilala natin yung mga buildings through their design, aesthetic design, interior, and exterior design. Because, alam nyo bakit? Because they are relatively light compared to stone and concrete cladding. They reduce structural loading, simplify such farming, and expand design flexibility, and even on a retrofitted projects. Now, pansin nyo ba dun sa tatlong yon? Lahat sila, ginagamit sila pang design, pang build ng mga walls, pang construct, to make a beautiful outcome or aesthetic perspective view. Now, natural textures. Ano nga ba ang natural textures? Materials that retain visible grain, fiber patterns, or material variation provide a warm, organic character that contrasts well with glass, metal, or polished surface. Texture can be turned from subtle matte surface to deep chiseled reliefs, giving designer control over how light interacts with the panel. Number 2, custom form. CNC machine or 3D form panels support complex on sculptural curves, perforations, and parametric patterns. Inaallow nito yung mga panels to function as both architectural and artist features. Ina-enable din nito yung brand-specific design for hospitality, retail, and public spaces. Number 3 is the lightweight design. Compared to traditional stone, terrazzo, or concrete lightweight panel, system reduce installation, shipping costs, and structural demands. The reduced mass makes it easier to mount panels on dry furring channels, ceilings, or fabricated frames without heavy equipment. Designers can achieve monolithic looks or continuous surface without constraint of heavy materials. Now, isa-isa natin yung mga sinabi natin kanina. 3D biopolymers printing. Ito yung key concept niya for us to easily understand or for all of us na ma-visualize din. Layer by layer siyang ina-adapt ng fabrication of bio-based polymers such as PLA and starch blend. Ina-enable nila yung complex geometrics, organic curves, and custom acoustic profiles. It also allows internal structural for weight reductions or stiffness tuning. Parametric control or surface texture, porosity, and for minimize material waste. Well suited din siya for decorative panels and acoustic diffuser. Now, hybrid lamination. Multi-layer construction, skin plus core. Remember that. Bonded with bioresins creates lightweight, stiff sandwich panels. Allows mixing aesthetic, mga textured skin, with functional cores, such as acoustic, porous, and reinforced. Highly flexibility in toning, mechanical, acoustic, and thermal performance. Compatible din siya sa natural fibers, polymers, sheet, foams, and mycelium cores. Nagpo-produce din siya ng high quality architectural surfaces. Compression molding. Ginagamitan to ng heat and pressure to produce biocomposite in rigid molds, produce consistent thickness and dimensional accuracy. Nagsusupport din siya ng mga deep textures and relief and decorative surface. Works well with fiber mats, bioresins, and mineral fillers. Industrial scalable with predictable cycle times. Nagpo-produce din siya ng strong, stiff, and stable panels. Now, we have example of materials na ginagamit natin. The mycelium-based panel. Grown from a fungal network and agricultural waste, excellent acoustic absorption, lightweight, natural, organic appearance, low on carbon footprint, and good insulation. Number 2 is the bioresins with flax fiber. Ginagamit siya for long natural fiber strength and rigidity. Nagsishow din siya ng visible natural fiber texture and works well with compression, molding, lamination, and high stiffness to weight performance. Next is the cornstarch biopolymer sandwich panels. The PLA starch-based skin plus lightweight core. Very lightweight, while maintaining yung stiffness and good din siya for partition, sealing, and decorative uses. Compatible din to sa 3D surface or structured texture. So, let's proceed to application number 3, which is the lightweight and non-lightweight elements. Now, lightweight structural elements are building components that do not carry, take note of that, do not carry primary structural load. Ito yung mga floors, beams, major roofs loads. Instead, ito yung serve as functional, spatial, acoustic, and thermal or aesthetic roles while being intentionally low in mass. These elements are typically made from biocomposites, polymer, panels, thin sheets, assemblies, sandwich structures, aluminum, frames, foam, or textile-based system. Alam niyo bakit? Because they do not use to manage heavy load. They can prioritize ease of installation, custom design, and material efficiency. Here we're going to describe each element na bubuuin natin siya in key characteristic nila, design flexibility nila, yung typical uses nila, and and yung mga life cycle nila. So, let's proceed to number 1. Low weight relative to conventional constructions material, easily and fast handling installation. Designed for partitioning, cladding, or performance, not load beaming. Often modular, prefabricated, and panelized. In-emphasize din ito yung flexibility, acoustics, aesthetic, and sustainability, and cost efficiency. Lightweight and non-structural elements and their application. Now, let's proceed to the ceiling board. Ceiling board. Yung lightweight ceiling board is made from biocomposites, minerals, bioblends, mycelium cores, or laminated natural fiber skin. Nagpo-provide din siya ng high-performance alternative to traditional gypsum or mineral tiles. Ang key advantage naman ito sa atin or sa environment natin or sa modern engineering natin, mababa yung density niya. It can reduce weights, makes transport, lifting, and overhead installation significantly easier. Minimal load on suspension system. Yung design flexibility naman nito is boards can be compression molded or 3D printed into textured surface, acoustic, micro perforations, or sculptural ceiling boards. Life cycle sustainability naman niya is renewable fiber siya. Biodegradable cores and recyclable skin reduce embodied carbon and make end of life separation easier. Now, we typically use this in acoustic waffles and wrap, feature ceiling in hospitality retail, or modular ceiling rigids in office. Number 2 is the partition walls. Partition walls naman is ideal siya sa application for lightweight non-structural materials because nire-require ito yung spatial division, not structural loads, and bearing. Ang key advantage naman ito sa atin is mababa din yung density niya and sandwich panels din yung ginagamit niya pero with bio-based cores such as mycelium cos, foam starch polymers. Nagpo-provide din siya ng stiffness at the fraction of MDI gypsum mass. Ang design flexibility naman niya is kaya niya mag-integrate ng acoustic layers, hidden wiring, decorative surface, or CNC machines openings. Nagko-curve din siya ng forms ng parametric profiles para mas madali siya ma-execute with low mass materials. Life cycle sustainability naman niya is yung panels na to kaya niya mag-demounted and reconfigured and reducing waste in office, exhibition, temporary, and environments. Anywhere. Office, kwarto, sa mga studio, ganon. Typically naman natin siyang ginagamit in demountable office partitions like what I said, sa mga room dividers in residential or hospitality spaces, exhibition, and retail system that nagre-require ng frequent reconfiguration. Number 3 is the package cladding. Ito naman yung interior and semi-exterior. Lightweight cladding panels act as the visible outer layer of a wall, but do not carry structural load. Remember, when it comes to lightweight structural and non-lightweight structural, they don't carry structural loads na sobrang bigat. Advantage na to, mababa rin yung density niya. Bale, para-paras naman silang mababa yung density. Nagre-reduce siya ng loads on subframes and anchors. Nag-enable din siya ng installation on retroforates and lightweight structural. It's designed to make compression molding, hybrid lamination, and 3D printing na pwedeng mag-allow ng custom texture, sculptural reliefs, and perforations or branding patterns. Life cycle naman nito is yung mga material to such as flux composite, bioresin skins, and recycled biopolymers is nare-reduce niya yung environmental footprint and lightweight panels lower transport emission. Take note of that lightweight panels lower transport emission. Here we used in interior picture walls, semi-exterior soffits, screen, or ventilated packings. Branding elements in commercial building. Number 4 is the modular units or furniture panels. Furniture and modular units benefit heavily from lightweight composites, Panel because mobility, yung reconfiguration, and yung compact transport are major design priorities. Advantage niya, ganun pa rin, low density. Kaya niyang gawing modular parts, shelving system, and flat pack components na mas madali nating mamumove and ma-assemble and magagawa. Now, ang design naman niya is for panels that can be built as thin, high stiffness, sandwich structures. Yung surface nito can show natural fibers, textures, and pre-molded decorative geometry. Now, ang life cycle sustainability nito is yung components niya is kaya nating ma-reuse, ma-repair, and ma-replace individually. Many biocomposites enable low carbon manufacturing with renewable feedstock. Typically uses naman natin siya sa mga modular goods and meeting pods, lightweight cabinetry and shelving, flat pack furniture components, exhibition modules, and portable fixtures. Now, let's unifying benefits across all of these elements. Number 1 dyan is yung low density. Low density, meron tayo ditong reduced structural loads, faster installation with less equipment, lower transportation energy and emission, and na-enhance niya rin yung safety when handling and mounting. Number 2, yung design flexibility. Dito, compatible with compression molding CNC shaping, hybrid lamination, and 3D biopolymer printing. Nasusupport niya rin yung organic forms, deep structures, and perforations, and parametric geometries na rin. And mas madali natin siyang na-integrate sa mga acoustic, lighting, ventilation, and sa mga wiring. Sa life cycle naman ng mga to, lahat dito is use of renewable fibers such as flax and hemp, mycelium bioresins or recycled polymers. Nagre-reduce din to ng embodied through low mass materials. And yung modular, repairable, and recyclable design pathways, ayun din, isa rin yun. And lower operational impact because lightweight elements require less structure and less structural support. So, for that, always remember that bio-based composite are not just material. Huwag natin minamali itong mga to. They are the blueprint for sustainable engineering. And let's encourage further research and adoption in the field. Kasi yung mga lightweight materials, nagre-remind sila sa atin ng hindi lang pang architecture and engineering. Kasi it has a massive and meaningfully only thoughtful and adaptable and sustainable. Now, here we innovate with lightness, explore the future of sustainable materials. Always remember of that. That's all. My name is Chin Russell Purucho. I'm your Gen Z Prof in Chemistry Lecture, and our topic is all about bio-based composite in different formworks. Formworks, panels, and lightweight and non-lightweight materials. That's all. Thank you for listening. Again, my name is Chin Russell Purucho. I'm your Gen Z Prof in Chemistry Lecture.
Ngayon lang yan.
What is rigidity? What is rigidity? So I did some research. It takes a week to do this research, and so hard, so very hard.
Hope!
Isa pa, love, joy, hope.
Love, joy, hope!
Ready ah?
And the lightweight structural elements
Lightweight structural elements are building components that do not carry primary structure load. For example, this yung mga floors. Love, joy, hope!
Isa pa.
Love, joy, hope! Tara, tara.
Ano?
Okay,